Hello Aztecs and welcome to another episode of the Daily Aztec Live. I'm Alexa Oslowski.
And I'm Angela Kurish.
You voted for it in 2018 and now construction for the Arc is happening. And you may have noticed a few changes already. Most notably is the main entrance, which has moved to a smaller part of the building. You might also notice 2 basketball courts will be out of use for the next few weeks. Once completed, the Arc will double in size and have a totally new look. However, this new project comes at a price. Students will no longer have to pay monthly gym fees, but will instead have to pay more than $400 in additional student fees starting fall 2021.
A well-known activist hosted by the Black Resource Center was here on campus this week. Marvelyn Brown was here promoting her new book, Raising Awareness on the Importance of Sexual Health, and in honor of National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. 3 main messages spread by the speaker were get tested, get educated, and be responsible.
National Girls and Women in Sports Day was honored by female Aztecs on the court this past weekend. According to SDSU women's basketball head coach Stacey Terry Hudson, the day was just like any other day for the team, promoting the same message as always, inspire women. For the weekend celebration, silver medalist Lacey Henderson spoke about her journey to the Paralympic competition.
Up next is sports with Luis Lopez and Daniel Guerrero. But first, Alexa and I spent a full day together in Tijuana this week covering an organization you might not know about. Check out what we found when we went south of the border. Students at San Diego State may view Tijuana as a romanticized, magical land known for looser drinking restrictions and a sense of adventure. That's how most SDSU students think, but not for Chloe Sabio and the rest of the members of Tijuana Homebuild, who make the drive down to the border for a different purpose.
TJHB, again, it started out as just an idea, but when I started talking about it, a lot of people expressed interest in it. And then from then, it just kind of spread like wildfire.
Tijuana Homebuild is a student-ran nonprofit organization that is a part of Rotaract at SDSU. Throughout the school year, members of this club raise money, buy materials, and head down to TJ to build homes for the citizens in need.
Just really reaching out to your friendships and hoping that people have it in their heart to donate and support the cause. A lot of social media marketing, honestly.
This is only the group's 2nd year building homes after last year's success. The organization raised more than their initial goal, and this allowed them to be able to organize 2 trips this year instead of 1. Founder Chloe and her team are looking forward to continuing this project in the future.
It's been an amazing experience, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the future.
With an ever-growing population of more than 1.3 million people, the need for homes is high. This trip may not sound like a luxurious vacation, but it is sure an adventure and an experience that will last a lifetime.
Just like the beauty behind getting to contribute to giving someone a home, that speaks volumes. This has been the most rewarding aspect of my SDSU career, for sure.
For now, TJHB is currently raising money for the upcoming trips, and applications to join are still available to all students. And for the Daily Aztec, I'm Angela Kurish.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Luis Lopez.
And I'm Daniel Guerrero.
And welcome to Daily Aztec Sports. Daniel, from net cutting to Aztec baseball opening day today, we got a lot to get into this week here on the Mesa.
Yeah, there's a lot happening, and we have a lot to talk about. We're going to get to Aztec basketball later, but first we're going to talk some Aztec opening day baseball, and I am very excited to talk about that. They are the Mountain West preseason favorites. They finished first in the coaches poll to win the conference, and they started their journey today. On the East Coast, they played against Virginia Tech in the Coastal Carolina tournament.
Yeah, that's right, in South Carolina. Got off to an early start today, 8 a.m., but despite having to get up early, they got out of bed and they got the win, 7-4. So, Daniel, how did they do it?
Well, they found themselves down 4-0, and in the 7th inning, the offense exploded. They had a 5-run inning, highlighted by a 3-run home run by junior Matt Rudick, and they added a couple of insurance runs later in the game. The bullpen, they held it down. They did their job, and they ended up with a 7-5 victory over Virginia Tech to start the season. I actually had a chance to message Matt Rudick after the game, and he said that despite the early start and how the time zone change and all that, he said the team was just so hyped and so amped up that it was just that all they cared about was opening day, and that the time zone difference didn't even faze them.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, nothing like those opening day jitters. Always great to have this time. This time of year. Looking on the mound, head coach Mark Martinez opted to go with Mikey Paredes as a starter today. How did he do out there?
Yeah, Michael Paredes, the sophomore, he got the start on the mound today. The day did not go as he probably hoped for. He didn't get past the 4th inning. He gave up 4 runs on 7 hits, and he was replaced, but the bullpen did its job. But the thing is that this is baseball, and there's a lot of games to play. There's going to be a lot of work for Mikey Paredes in the future, so expect him to still return to the mound and expect him to keep excelling throughout the season.
Exactly, yeah, still plenty of ball games left to be pitched this year. Now, going from the mound to the batter's box, Daniel, 7 runs scored today. What can we expect out of this offense really this year?
You know what? Expect a lot of what you saw last year. Expect a lot of familiar faces. We mentioned Matt Rudick earlier in this, right now, and you know, he's a guy who hits at the top of the order. He's a tone setter. Today he was driving in runs, and he's an on-base guy, so expect him to just get things going for the Aztecs offense. Head coach Mark Martinez had a lot to say about him. He even compared his ability to hit to Aztec legend Tony Gwynn, another guy to look out for. I mean, we've talked about him a lot. It's a junior Casey Schmidt. He's a dual threat player. He plays third base. He pitches. He's a preseason unanimous All-American. He's a Golden Spikes candidate preseason watch list nominee. And he just hits in that middle of the order. He hits for contact and he hits for power. He can drive the ball. So expect him to be a big contributor this year.
Yeah, definitely should be a fun season to watch. Now, Daniel, we got guys out here that are being compared to Tony Gwynn. We got another guy who's a Golden Spikes candidate. Who's somebody in this lineup that maybe isn't being heralded as much right now?
You know, when you take a look at the lineup and you see guys who kind of fly under the radar, one of the guys that comes to mind for me is senior Mike Jarvis. I mean, Mike Jarvis, he is the prototypical utility man that just any team can really use. Today he started in center field. Last year he played second base, he played left, he played right. So expect him to be all around the diamond. He's going to be batting at the top of the order this year. Last year he was at the bottom of the order, but he was their most productive hitter down the stretch. So expect him to continue to get on base for them and to steal bases for them. I mean, he's going to be an offensive threat no matter where he plays on the field defensively and where he bats in the lineup.
All right, definitely. Should be a fun season. Looking forward to that home opener at Tony Gwynn Stadium against Cal State Fullerton. But going from the diamond to the hardwood now, Aztecs men's basketball continues to make history at Viejas Arena as they win a Mountain West regular season conference championship. Daniel, just another great win in a season full of them for this team.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got the job done. They remained undefeated. They won the Mountain West regular season title. They're the first team in their conference to do that this season. And I know you had the chance to experience this as a spectator. What was it like, you know, being there to see the confetti fly, the net getting cut down, and the Mountain West title hoisted up, you know, on Steve Fisher Court?
Yeah, definitely. Always a great experience getting to be a part of the show and that whole deal. Court storming was definitely fun, but just looking at the game itself, just a really good game. I mean, you take a look at the first half, not the typical Aztec basketball we're used to. You got guys missing deep threes, inability to hit layups, but sure enough, head coach Brian Dutcher takes them into the locker room at the half, works his magic, and they pull away against New Mexico in the second half, as they always do. A great second half, and it was capped off by a Matt Mitchell dunk that was just an all-timer. Put it on a poster. Just a great highlight for that game. Probably one of the best dunks I've ever seen live. Just a really good moment for this team. Great night overall.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Mitchell threw that thing down, but you know, we got to look forward to this weekend. They do play Boise State. They beat them earlier this year here at home, you know, but they have to travel on the road again. You know, what do you think they need to do to keep that undefeated season alive?
Well, if they want to get to 26-0, they're going to have to keep playing that great defense that we're so used to seeing from them. A couple guys to look out for on Boise State. You've got guard Derek Alston Jr. He currently averages 18.4 points a game. That's good for third in the Mountain West Conference right now, so he could pose a problem for them. And then you look at forward R.J. Williams. He's good for about 8.2 rebounds a game. That's good for fifth in the Mountain West. So definitely got to look out for in the post. Those two guys could pose some issues, but the lockup tour is just going to continue for this Aztecs basketball team. Expect them to go to 26-0 and get ready for another win on Sunday.
You know, and we like to look ahead at this, but we're going to look back on Tuesday night. Our assistant sports editor, Kyle Betts, was there, and here's what he had to say about the win.
Win, 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 cut down nets. That's exactly what number 4 San Diego State men's basketball did on Tuesday night against New Mexico with an 82-59 win. With the victory, the Aztecs are 25-0 and won the Mountain West regular season title. But the Lobos didn't make it that easy at first. Senior forward Yanni Wetzel and junior forward Matt Mitchell were the only two players to score double figures in the first half.
The guys just found me in great positions. My legs felt good today, so I was just trying to get up and down the court and be as aggressive as possible.
At halftime, SDSU found itself up by just 2 points over a team it beat by 28 2 weeks ago. But the final 20 minutes turned out to be a completely different story for the Aztecs. On a night in which he scored his 1,000th point, Mitchell scored 11 second-half points, and the Aztecs outscored the Lobos by 21 to win the game and their 12th regular season conference title.
I think it's special to me because I was able to reach 1,000 and not only reach it, but reach it on the night that we hang a banner and win the conference. And so I definitely will cherish tonight. But tomorrow, got to let it go and move on to the next 4 games we have.
Members of the show stormed the court after the game to witness the Aztecs hoist the conference championship trophy. Each player and coach on the team got the chance to cut off a piece of the net. It was a moment, said head coach Brian Dutcher, that will be remembered by the entire program for years to come.
To have the title outright already with 4 games to play is an incredible accomplishment. 10, 12, 14 years from now, when they come back with their families, they come to a game here at the place where they play, and they can point to that banner and say, we hung that banner in 2020, that was us.
And for the Daily Aztec, I'm Kyle Betts.
Well, that's all the news we have this week here at the Daily Aztec. Tune in next week for more coverage on Black History Month.
If you like the stories from this week, make sure to check out our website or stop by a newsstand and pick up a copy of the Daily Aztec. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next week.